Hi, my name is Gordon, I'm a video content producer at Kalypso Media, and today we are releasing our latest Tropico 6 DLC, Return to Nature. Konstantin, one of our producers, will show you some glimpse of the game and what's new and changed.
Welcome Tropicans! My name is Konstantin, producer of Tropico 6, and today I'm going to show you the features and contents of our latest DLC, Return to Nature. Okay, so today we are going to make a little deep dive into the new contents and features of the Return to Nature DLC, and as you can see, it's going to be a very green DLC. We are going to bring back the greenery on Tropico, and we will start with our very first homegrown and fully customizable world wonder, Bigdrasil. So as you see, Bigdrasil is already in its latest or final form. However, to get it this big, you will need a lot of manure and of course your strategic planning when it comes to the upgrades of Bigdrasil. So to showcase you what's all about Bigdrasil, so now let's start planting the little sapling. Speed up things a little bit by quick building the building. And so now this is how Bigdrasil will look at the beginning. You would see it's missing a lot of trees and it's just not pleasant to actually see. So what we need to do now is we need to get a lot of manure, and then once a certain threshold has been reached, we need to select the actual progress you would like to go into with Bigdrasil. We have, for example, the Root of Nature upgrade, which focuses mostly on the new nature value and its mechanics. We have, for example, the Root of the Land. It's focused on the agriculture on Tropico, so you will get a lot of boosts for your plantations and ranches. And the last also, Root of the Forest, which gives you a lot of customizable opportunities when it comes to your wood industry. So, for example, you will get twice the amount of logs coming from trees. So depending on which direction you would like to go, there will be more upgrades coming with each era and each stage Bigdrasil is in. So you will always have to choose and what fits your playstyle and your current Tropico session best. So selecting Root of the Land. So once Bigdrasil has got enough manure and has achieved the first threshold of the growth, you can now go back to the upgrades, and then you will always present it with two upgrade possibilities. For example, now we have said we're going to focus on the plantations and ranches. So for now, for example, we could increase the job quality of plantations and ranches, or for example, the local food quality of those buildings. So now, since we are President of the people and the Tropicans, we will go for the job quality increase. And as you see, with each upgrade you will choose, Bigdrasil is about to grow and it gets bigger, and also getting more branches. And that's the... And we can already see the next upgrades possible with the next stage. For example, we have here that these buildings do not cost any upkeep, or we will have double the job capacity of plantations and ranches. So, and in its final stage, you can see you have chosen at least 4 upgrades to get the final form of Bigdrasil. And we have, for example, chosen that we have double the job capacity of plantations and ranches, and also the export prices of all non-food produced goods will be increased. For your trade routes, and for example also the regular export, of course. And then you will have your very first own homegrown and customizable Bigdrasil on your island. So now we are coming to the new buildings. So including with Bigdrasil, we will have 15 new buildings. And for example, starting in the colonial era, we will have the herbalist. It's like the very first building, which gives your Tropicans healthcare coverage. So we will now also be able to get a little bit of healthcare in the early days of Tropico. So our little herbalists and gardeners will take care with the herbs. Then we have, as an alternative to your regular plantations for sugar, we have the beekeeper, with the happy bees. So hopefully they are happy and produce sugar. So this is kind of an alternative way for you. Instead of using those big land masses for your sugar plantations, you can now also have some little bees, which will then provide sugar for your rum distilleries, for example. Also a new alternative is the charcoal burner. So instead of having a mine with the coal, you are now able to gather logs and then produce with logs coal. So you won't need any mines in the early days, only if you have a certain way to play. But since it's a stepping back and embracing nature again, so now you're able to also get coal from another source. Then we also have the paper mill, which is also a new building of the Return to Nature DLC. So with logs we are going to produce paper, which will then be used by the printing house next to it, which will use the paper in combination with leather to produce books. So you will also have a new good available in the early days of Tropico. And also what's special about books is the fact that you will gain, since books are consumer goods, they will give twice the bonus for high school and triple for university educated people. So this is the benefit of having books. So depending on how well your citizens are educated, the better the book bonus gets. And we also have new housing possibilities for Tropicans. For example, the very famous tree houses over here. So you can place them in groups, and changing, for example, the work mode to forest of tree houses reduces a little bit the base housing quality of the building, but as more you have around a single tree house, the better it gets. And you can build a lot of them. So starting with the World War era, we have our fancy climbing park, a new education building. We have the climbing park, a new entertainment building for thrill-seeking Tropicans, as you can see, climbing above, always having a nice view on our Bigdrasil back there. Then we also have a new tourist building, the campsite. So you can see it's quite cozy in here. So it's ready to fish or have some barbecue, chill at the fireplace. So yeah, tourists will have a good time here on Tropico with the new Return to Nature DLC. And what's also new is we have, let's say in size, a few smaller buildings, but they also have a new effect, if I'm able to select them. But we also have 4 new smaller buildings. While they're a little bit smaller in size, they have a different mechanic. So usually Tropicans have a set path. For example, when they want to go to the library, or when they go to work or to the cathedral, and to satisfy their needs. These little small buildings will also, for example, the Wayward Shrine will increase faith happiness. We have the outdoor gym, which will give a bonus on the healthcare happiness. We have the magazine stand to get people the latest gossip, and of course from our leader El Presidente, you can get some El Presidente newspapers here directly to read about his latest victories and accomplishments. And we have also the little food stall where Tropicans can grab a quick snack. Maybe not the healthiest one, but still, snack is a snack. And what's important to note here, as you can see, they all have this blue circle around them, which means as soon as a Tropican is coming into the range of the building and the happiness value is lower than 60, he will interrupt his regular routine and will then make a short visit at the building. So you can basically intercept in the needs of Tropicans. And also what's special, since it's interrupting the routine of the Tropicans, the visiting time has been tremendously decreased, because otherwise we don't want to mess with Tropicans and their routine, especially when they're going to work, because that's the main purpose for them. So for the forest school, for example, you can have it, as of course, in the basic operation settings. We can have a little bit of shifting towards the environmentalist faction, and maybe also practicing and showcasing the flaws of nature. So instead of the environmentalists, graduates will have the possibility to shift towards the industrialist faction. So depending on the work mode you will set on this building. And we also have our new big and beautiful green eco apartments, which are also having a quite nice housing quality. And what's special about those nature buildings, as you can see in the efficiency tab, you can see they get a bonus on location. So with Tropico Return to Nature DLC, we will introduce a new value similar to pollution and beauty, which you already know on the game, and the new value is called nature value. And there you can see, for example, the green areas where there's a high density of nature. Nature is influenced by planting trees, but regarding planting trees will be showcased later and how it's going to be used. So for example, when you place a nature building like the eco apartment in an area which is green and has a high nature value, you will get a bonus on the efficiency, scaling also with the housing quality. And for example, if you would place this building in a desert-like zone, there are no trees around it, they would actually get a penalty on the efficiency. So you will always need to have a look out which building is actually influenced by nature and surround it with the necessary trees to get the nature value growing, which then will of course positively influence your efficiencies. So then we have of course a few new edicts. We have the reforestation edict. So for example, we are reducing the cost by 50% for manually placing the trees. Then we also have two more edicts. We have the natural reaction edict, would even get more bonus efficiency from nature outside. So it's basically strengthening the nature value, but it will also reduce your efficiency bonus when there's no trees around. So it has a good side but also a bad side, but if you place enough trees, you will gain a lot from this edict. And we also have the Tropical Paradise Edict, so based on the average nature value, so you will most likely have a lot of trees then, and other buildings, for example Bigdrasil, which are influencing the nature value on the island. So tourists will give a better rating based on the nature value, which makes sense since once you have placed enough trees, then you can profit from that and accelerate your tourist industry. So besides 50 new buildings with Bigdrasil, your customizable world wonder, we also have one new scenario, which is called El Arbol de Maravilla. So you will start on this beautiful map, which is currently in sandbox mode. It's a barren land, and you will need the help of Sunny Flowers, who's very well experienced in hugging trees and how to grow trees especially, bringing back the green area on Tropico, and Penultimo, who's of course in the interest of getting the most out of it for Tropico, or let's say El Presidente. And you will be tasked to grow Bigdrasil over all 4 eras, and then also achieve the scenario mission or the win of the scenario mission by growing Bigdrasil to the fullest and getting your Tropicans happy. So, and now we are going to speak about the free content update Eternamente Verde, which will be published and released alongside the Return to Nature DLC on all platforms. So formally what we have is what we already had on Tropico, but only on PC platforms by mod, was that you were able to plant trees. So now we have a fully fledged feature for that, as you can see here. Where you can choose between normal trees, big trees, and even coconut trees. So you can, for example, also supply your logging camps and your coconut harvesters by placing manual trees. You can, as you see, we have a brush here. You can make the brush big enough. We can, let's go for big trees and have a random variation. Random rotation, not yet. You can see you can also select them by type, or you can just use the brush and place a lot of trees in a very short amount of time on your island, which will help you to either just get your city green, raise the nature bonus, or just having more trees to fell for your logging camps and, as mentioned, the coconut harvesters. So what's also new is we will have a new building which is called the Custom Park. As you can see here, it's an entertainment building which can be fully customized by you. So in order to get such a custom park, where you can also place the new smaller buildings from the Return to Nature DLC, you will have a lot of variation from trees and decorations to choose from to customize your park. So while your Tropicans visit the park, they will get a service for entertainment, of course, but still you can, as you can see here, set up a whole new park via the custom park. So we start out by having an area selected, and once this area is selected, we can now start with the planter boxes. For example, we can have those to just quickly demonstrate you how to use this park. Then we could start with the trees. For example, I'm going for some smaller trees in that park. So let's reduce the brush size and then just have it here on the box, on the planter box. I mean, you can also manually set them each if you would like to, with also the perfect rotation. So it's all up to you with the new features we have ready for you in the free update. Just to give you a quick impression. And what's also new is we have new decorative objects. So now you will be able to unleash your inner creative director, and you can now set all kind of decoration objects, not only in the custom park. I mean, we could, for example, also select ignore restrictions, and then we can also modify existing buildings. Like here, as you can see, I've already placed some flowers and a Tropico flag on the parking garage. For example, now we can also set here the lamps on the roof of the building. We could also, for example, have a little barbecue party here on the roof of the parking garage. And yeah, why not having a basketball court also over here? So why not? This is all up to you now. You have the tools to go wild on Tropico, as you can see. And yeah, can't wait to see your custom parks. We also, besides that, we also have here a small variety of the strong Tropican army. You can see some fighter jets and even some tanks, because you can enjoy nature and some free time in your park, you should not forget about it. You're on Tropico and you're a loyal Tropican citizen. So besides that, we have trees planting, we have decoration objects, we have the custom parks. We also have now a new search and filter tab in the construction menu of Tropico 6. So since Tropico 6 now has a lot of buildings which are all categorized into the different categories like housing, entertainment. They all have different placement requirements, they have different wealth requirements, and also education requirements, and also some are from DLCs. You can now here, for example, select buildings which are just placed on the shore, buildings which need to be placed on water, so you don't have to look up in which category you are looking for a building. You can just use the new search feature. We can also search by name if you just forget where your team store office is, for example, or even any other building which you're looking for can be searched via the text field. And for example, if you're having a lot of poor people which needs are not met, you can just set the filter for the poor, or for well off, or filthy rich, depends. And you get then a selection of buildings which have, for example, the requirement for poor people to live in, to visit the entertainment buildings, and so on and so on. And of course, what's also included in the new updates are a ton of bugs fixes, improvements, and balancing improvements. which we hope you like. And yeah, Tropicans, now it's up to you. Create your own custom parks with the free update, or if you're going with the DLC, grow Bigdrasil as much as you can. Exploit also nature for the benefits for you and El Presidente, of course. And yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in today, and I hope you will have a lot of fun with the new Return to Nature DLC and Update 23, Eternamente Verde.
Thank you, Konstantin, for this introduction so far, and now it's your turn. Tropico 6 Return to Nature is now available for PC, Xbox and PlayStation. Thanks for watching, and I see you at the next introduction.
Tropicans! It's time to breathe new life into our beautiful island. Who needs skyscrapers when you can have tree houses with the best view in Tropico? Even El Presidente looks better in green, and that's saying something.
Green is my favorite color. The color of nature. And money.
And don't forget, Tropicans, hugging a tree a day keeps the pollution away.